Hi, it's your party artist here. My name's Kim Overholt, and I'm here at my studio, Overholt Arts and Entertainment Studio. Well, it's not my studio, actually. I'm sitting in my kitchen today because my studio has different parts of it, and this is the kitchen. I'm actually thinking of doing some maybe some nice recipes, show you how to live the life of a carnivore artist. How about that? But today is Cartooning Monday, and here I am for you for Cartooning Monday. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to get it started early because, the weather's crap outside. And in a day like today, you're like, oh, okay, what do the cool kids do on a stupid kind of like corny day like today? Well, we draw. Yeah, we draw, and cool kids draw, and not so cool kids draw. And if you like to draw, this is a perfect place to be because this is where I like to draw. So I like to see, I like sitting at my kitchen table. Ever since I can remember, wherever I did my best drawing, I was usually sitting at my kitchen table. Now, sometimes I do have my easel with me, and I sit at the easel and I will do some painting at the table as well because when I go out to party with you guys with my Niagara Art Parties uh, business that I have, look me up, Niagara Art Parties. And Niagara Art Parties, we do more than one party. Yeah, I want to party all the time, so I'm your party girl, right? So Niagara Art Parties, if you want to party in Niagara, look me up because I'd love to party with you. Yes, I like to party with you. Niagara Art Parties, I want to party with you. We all need a nap. A Niagara Art Party. Yeah, we all need a nap. I took a little nap a little while ago. I feel much better now that I'm here. Thank you, and good morning, and also happy birthday to all those celebrating a birthday. This is the end of the month, and I have a special person that I'd like to say a happy birthday to, and that's my stepmom, my mom. She raised me ever since I was like knee high to a grasshopper. She let me squash her face when I was little. She loved making me go because I remember that. And that doesn't hurt, and I love doing that all the time. I do it to myself all the time though. I wonder if that helps anything, getting rid of any wrinkles. That would probably be a good thing, smack yourself in the face. Why not? Get a little sense in there, right? But let's not talk about sense. Let's talk about Cartoon Monday. So, like I say, when I get going for doing any kind of art, I always make sure that I have the right equipment to get started. And if you've never drawn a circle before, if you don't know how to start, I'm getting you started right from the beginning, right from the get-go. So you start off with getting yourself a pencil, pen, eraser, and if you have more than just that, you put them into a nice little thing like this, a nice little pencil case where you have pens, pencils, erasers, pens, and markers, and colored pencils, and colored markers, and all kinds of goodies to enhance the drawings that you're going to be working with, okay? Even highlighters. Highlighters, if you're doing like glowing things, it make it glow. I even have like brushes, little tiny brushes to do a little bit of shadowy, kind of like any kind of a little extra that I don't want to use my finger with. I can use this. This is a nice brush for just brushing. So it's a brush, tiny little brush. You can use it, makeup brushes, take your makeup brushes, lady, and use it for something very useful. Your art. Okay. I'm just kidding. Your face is worth it too. But I mean, if you want to use your art things as well, you're more than welcome. So yeah, you have a take your pencil case full of all of the supplies that you need for doing your job, which is like, well, I got here, and you got to make sure you get the right thing to use when you're drawing too. So when I draw, people ask, well, what do you draw on? Because there's all kinds. You can draw on everything. You can draw on anything you want to, but when you want to draw on something specific, I usually go for like a nice sketchbook. I'll show you what I have. No, I get a lot of them from a lot of them I've had from the past. A lot of them that I just uh, have. Now this is a basic sketchbook. This is a bigger than usual. Now you don't have to get one this size, but it helps to have one this size if you want to draw something like you want to color in later, kind of thing. And this one is a fun one for me because I actually got this. My sister used to work at Ridley College, and they had a great art program at Ridley College, and I was lucky enough at the end of the year to be able to get some of the works of other little artists to be per se. And this one was stolen from Ryan Lee. So Ryan Lee, if you're out there, thank you for letting me have your book. And actually, he did put it on the book, and I just enhanced it. So Ryan Lee, if you're out there and you're watching, going, I wondered where that book went to. Yeah, I got it, and in here somewhere. Hold on, I have. Oh, hold on. I have proof. Watch. Hold on. In here somewhere. I can find it. Hold on. Oh, maybe I took them out. Fine. Oh, no, no, there they are. There's, oh, can you see it though? Oh, here, you can see this one. Hold on. There. Is the actual hand of Ryan Lee. He's got long fingers. Obviously not my fingers are quite small. You can see the difference. Hold on, let's see. Maybe I might, yeah. See? Yeah, you can tell the difference. Yeah. Yeah, this is not my book. Stolen from Ryan Lee. Ryan Lee, thank you very much for letting me steal your book. And I'll show you what I put in it. Yeah, first you can't leave anything that's like plain like this, because eventually it turns into this. I have always loved to scribble on stuff, so things get scribbled on, and this is how I start. So, and it's always good to have one of these. I had this from a previous book that I had thick pages in that I used to do some painting in, and now you can tell the paint did not spill over to the next page because I had this little guard in the way, so it would keep it guarded from getting any other paint. So if you want to do multimedia inside your sketchbook, make sure you have like something to kind of guard the next page, because you always want to make sure that there's always like something to kind of keep it safe. Oh, keep it safe. Keep it okay. Keep it secret. Keep it safe. Okay, yeah. Okay. Anyway, so this is where I did my. It was Inktober last year. I guess, of course, I put it at the bottom. Inktober of 2024. I did all the Inktober's in here, and you know what? I really didn't finish the last one because I really kind of got. I started off with good intentions. I did like blues, kind of stuff like that, vampires, and all kinds of interesting things, cyclopses, and this is like stuff that I like to draw. Okay, this weird little stuff is the stuff that I like to draw. Oh, sometimes a little scary, but there you go, like little things like that, and alien abductee camps, and I didn't eat the salmon mousse. And then getting caught in the forest somewhere, and so making, come on, right here, I dare ya, and stuff like that. And that's my last one. Day 31 was called Landmark. I really couldn't think of anything. Landmark, the sun, moon, earth. This is like where everything's kind of like laid out. Yeah, we think we're big, but we're just like little tiny things. Yeah, there you go. And then it continued on for some and there's like a little idea of what Luna Sparkles was for me. And now if you can go see Luna Sparkles on my on her own on her own YouTube page, let me say Luna Sparkles World, and you can check out Luna Sparkles. Yeah, this is just a kind of mock-up of what I did. I did it in AI, and it turned out great. And I'm now making read-alongs, which is great. I've been working on stories for read-alongs, and I've been like, ever since I started this in the summertime, when I started telling you guys, let's start making a character, let's start making designs. We started making some really cool things like I did with Luna Sparkles, and now she has her own channel. Isn't that the coolest? Yeah, maybe I'll put the link in below so you can check it out too. Yeah, so it's great. I've been not only that, but I've got a couple books. Hold on. I know they're going to be backwards. You can't really see what they say, but it's my I got a third just waiting in the wings now. So this is book number 2. This is book number 1, The Plight of Time, Unraveling the Threads of Destiny. That's where Ryan finds his magic book. And second is where he goes back because he didn't realize, he's like, I've got this magic book. Let's use it for something. Doesn't he end up in another adventure called The Convergence of Worlds, where not only does he find out that, the world that he's living in has many other different dimensions, but it also says that there's things that are going on that are going to be happening, in You have to read it to just know. And the third one is going to knock your socks off, because not only is he getting involved, he has this sister who you get to hear about in the first two books, gets to join him into the third, and that's the spoiler alert. So any of you guys have been reading my book, his sister's going to get involved, and it's going to be something really awesome. Wait till you see what happens. But I can't wait for you guys to read it. So pick up the first two so you get a handle on what writing's all about, and then you can find out what the convergence of worlds is to good lead into the next one, which I think I'm going to be calling the descendants of creation, like of all of us together. Isn't that wonderful? Ooh, I'm so excited. Yeah, so I got books that came out of just ideas that I wrote down. I came up with that idea when I was, say, 15 years old. I started, and you know what, if you can start up with an idea and keep it in your mind and work on it until you have the chance to make it into something, hold on to that dream, because boy, oh boy, babies, you got stuff going, and I got more coming. There's all kinds of stuff that I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be working on other things. I've got comic books, and I have all kinds of things that are just very exciting. And it just started off simply having the right tools to do the job of what you want to do, and have them, write them down, put them in a book. This is just the basics to get you started. And I'm going to show you just a little bit more of the little basics to get you started with just doing some basic drawing. I'll maybe draw something quick for you here while you're here, I have the time. We're gonna sit down. We're gonna sit down and draw together. Oh, I'm so excited. Have you ever drawn before? No, me neither. Wow, no. Facetious, I am sometimes. Yes, okay. So, hi-ho, my fine steed. Yes, let's find a blank page, shall we? So I come up with all kinds of ideas, and I write down, like, not just things, but ideas, all kinds of ideas, coloring and more coloring, stuff to do when I'm old and I don't have any more ideas. Now this is what I was just kind of the other day. I was just starting to pick up a pen, and the first thing I start drawing are eyes. Eyes are the first thing that I found the easiest to start to draw, and I'm going to show you how to make the quickest eyes too. I made the thing of I guess Jesus on the cross there. Made kind of like a little bit of doodle pages of all kinds of trying to remember how to do the skulls, and make little Mina over on the side there. And playing with shapes and finding what makes your hand flow. And I'll show you what I mean by hand flow. Hand flow. Not ant flow, hand flow. Okay. So getting your hand to draw. Yeah, so that's why if you've seen the previous pages, they were just ideas. I hadn't picked up the pen for a while, so I was just letting my arm kind of let loose and let it do what it wanted to do. So, and like I say, when you start off with doing any drawing, you just pick up a pen. Oh, I have a nice little marker here, and so you can see what I'm doing. Like, you start off with your basic shapes. So the triangle, the circle, and square. They're all the basic shapes to get you going. And sometimes you can start doing art by just tracing around things. Tracing is a great way to start doing art too. If you don't know how to do something, trace something that you like and make it your own. You can try and do it for yourself and see what happens. And you start creating all kinds of things when you try. And that's the thing, you just gotta try. Like like everything that I do, you gotta start out somewhere. And not only try drawing like that, but try drawing with different holding it differently. You find sometimes you draw differently when you change just the way that you hold your pen. So one of the things I've been really kind of getting into lately is trying to start making connect the dots with puzzles and doing mazes and things like that too. So I want to kind of start doing my own release of different. I do my own release of different activity books that I love to do when I was a kid, and see if there's anybody else who have the same kind of ideas as I do. So now you see, you can even start drawing just from making simple shapes and changing the way that you hold your pen. This is just ideas for you to get yourself started. And you can start making like shapes on the outside. And then you can start coloring it in. And you can make all kinds of like, you can make lettering and then go over it in the same kind of bubbles, and it'll make like a neat little um, psychedelic kind of thing, and you color it in and stuff like that. And you can make all kinds of different shapes. Kind of, if you want to continue and make like little flower shapes, and have it making something kind of like that. You just continue, do all kinds of ideas. That's just an idea to where to start. Oh, where did I put the bottom of that? Oh, give me a second. I lost my bottom. Oh, where did it go? Uh-oh. Now the fun part is trying to find everything. Yes, okay. Anyways, I'll put this aside so I can find the top later. Okay, so but when you start off with the basics, all you really need is an eraser, and this is a kneadable eraser. This is a special eraser where you can squish it. Now it's kind of hard right now, but you can actually squish it to make it into something. You can pull it apart like it's like gum. It's like when you got stiff gum that's been sitting underneath your desk for days. No, don't pick that up. No. But you can make it into something like that when you need little spots, or you can use it like that when you have to use like for big erases like that. And this is just the part of my whole eraser. The actual eraser I've had since college, and it's grown since then, and this is just a part of it. Okay, so pencil eraser is the start eraser. You need a good, sturdy sketchbook, right? And where's my pencil? Because you have to have a pencil that you're gonna like to use. And I'll show you how much I like using my pencils. I use them right down to the nubs. So you have a favorite pencil out there? I know sometimes there's that one pencil that you start drawing with, and it does such a great job. You hold on to it for dear life, until you wear it right down to the nub. Now this one is a soft pencil. It's a 8B, so this is a nice soft pencil. So it smudges very easily. So when you're doing certain kind of pictures, certain kind of paint drawings, you just have to make sure and be careful not to put your hands all over it, or you will get all the smudges all down the side, all that dark on the side. It'll smudge the whole thing, and then you have to reuse your eraser to get rid of all the extra dark stuff, dark spots. Yeah, so pencil, eraser, good solid paper. I would say if you want to do like mixed media, make sure that they're nice thick papers like this, where you can like know if you wanted to use water, it wouldn't seep all the way through, and plus you would have it as I told you before, one of these. Oh, sorry, one of these to kind of guard or like over top, see, so that you can like if you want to do a certain spot, you can cover it and know that your hand isn't going to get on it when you're doing up here. That if you did something down here, you're not going to smudge it, kind of thing. So that's nice to have, and then you can just remove it. And then if you smudge anything, you just quickly. It's nothing major. Nobody could put your whole hand all over it. You're also putting some of your greasy fingers on it. You want to keep it. These usually are acid free, and they do last a long time. So if you're ever doing any drawings, this is the best way to start. So start with the basics, and then when you get good, you make sure that you have a scanner on your computer, a scanner printer that you can use to scan your pictures that you draw and bring them into whatever project that you're doing. Clean them up, make them into a graphic, and you can make so many more things when you get them made into graphics. You can make it into T-shirts and mugs and, and puzzles and stuff like that. But this is just the step. This is just one step in a big step of so many things to put you in the right direction. And I'm glad that I can show you right from the basics. I love all 77 of you who come to watch me at least start off every Monday with Cartooning Monday. And okay, so Cartooning Monday, like I say, that was just a sample of, like I say, the different shapes that you can do. Now when you want to get serious and actually do some drawing, that's when you actually take the pencil and you can start doing some actual drawing. Let me just, start doing some drawing for you, because, I watch my friend always drawing live, and I always find it so neat to kind of see what he's going to draw. I'm never sure what I'm going to draw either. I can start drawing and then it turns into something. So let me just see if I can angle this a little bit better so you can see me drawing too. Hold on. Let me see. And sorry. Put this down a little bit. Okay, so let me see. Yeah, that would work well. So you can see what I'm drawing. All right, easy. There we go. So I'm gonna just sit it like this, and I'll just start drawing something, and we'll just see how it goes. So, what shall I draw for you? Well, let's start off with making maybe a fantasy, because I know I love fantasy stories and stuff like that. So maybe I'll make a fantasy creature. So let me just start. Usually when I do stuff of that, any kind of fantasy creatures, I just start with circles. So I just make a circle, start with a circle, say the head of this, there's this head of the whatever I'm going to be making. It's going to be like a, there's a long neck maybe. The body maybe a little bit long. Bigger, heavier, so it has a little bit of legs that maybe could attach to the ground, kind of thing. Maybe a little bit. Oh, maybe I can make. Maybe I'll make a. GROO the genetic. Maybe make my GROO the genetically. Oh my god, I can't say it today. Genetically modified chicken. Yes, I had this creature that I started years ago called GROO. And of course, he was a little bit different from all the other chickens. He actually could fly. He didn't believe it, but the one day he actually started to try. He actually flew. It was a hilarious day. That day, he flew to Las Vegas. Yeah, he flew to Las Vegas, rented a car. And oh, that looks more like a duck. Let's change that up a bit. That's why we have an eraser. All right, and we go over. We use the handy dandy eraser, and we erase what we don't want. Okay. GROO. GROO. Maybe he was an ostrich. Maybe that's what they couldn't figure out. Maybe he was part ostrich. Yeah, I think they mixed him with a part ostrich, part chicken. They came up with this giant. I think they wanted to make some kind of giant creature. So okay, so he kind of like has. He kind of looked like the chicken that used to beat up on what's his name from what you know Family Guy. Dude, the genetically altered chicken GROO. The genetically altered chicken. Now you can think about like he's probably got googly eyes, so you make it Pick a character that's kind of googly eyes. And you think, okay, if I was a genetically altered chicken, like, okay, so if he looks like part ostrich, he's got a little bit of fur here. He's got a little bit of something going on. All right, so you think he's a happy camper? I don't know. Something tells me GROO, the genetically altered chicken, is not a happy camper. Let me take my glasses off because I can see better when I can see up close. All right, so there's GROO. There's his little. And then you got the genetically altered chicken. He's not really quite developed, so he's got like a comb, but he's got like a weird kind of comb. His eyes molt a lot too. He's got this thing going on where his eyes turn different colors. So, but that's GROO for you. And he's a little bit strong, so we're gonna make him with like some like shoulder muscles, because you know he can actually flap his wings and get out of there, out of the coop. And what, like I say, one day he flies the coop, goes to Las Vegas, rents a car. He rents a, I think he rents a Charger or something, like one of those old cars, one of those Dodge things. Yeah, and takes his one friend. He's got his friend, little chicken friend named Chicock, and she takes her along with him, cause like she doesn't know any better, cause she's just a chicken. But he takes her along for the ride, and they rent this. Like I said, now you can see where it has a little bit of getting a little bit of. You can see that, right? Let me just say I'm doing okay, really. I'm just, when I start to draw, I get a little bit funny. Okay, so that's your GROO, genetically altered chicken. Okay, so and you're gonna make his legs, right? You start off with just the basic shapes, and then you kind of color it in, if you will. You can imagine what his legs look like. Like, so I've done plenty of practice with the previous GROOs that I've drawn in the past, so I already know what he looks like. And of course, got to draw the other leg. But the other one can kind of go to the side. You won't have to see very much of it. GROO, the genetically altered chicken. And now you can make his name if you want to. Make that a cartoon if you want it. GROO, the genetically altered chicken. So you do an idea, give yourself a little bit of an outline. Now you could take this, draw it in, scan it. Turn it into a cartoon, make it come to life, have it kind of, become a sensation. But don't let me stop you from doing that. I'm trying to do that for myself, actually. So I've got some other ones on the go. Like I say, I have my Luna Sparkles. She's doing really great, and maybe GROO might be in there one day. Kind of like weird ideas for, because Hollywood has run out of ideas. They haven't come and talked to me yet, so I'm just giving you some little bit of things so you can get yourself some of your own ideas going, and approach Hollywood and say, well, don't even approach Hollywood. Do your own indie thing and make your own cash and do your own thing, because that's the only way you're going to be able to do anything anymore. Is like if you got your own thing going. So get your own thing going, like I'm doing with this channel. And I appreciate you guys being here, and I hope to one day get a nice little, be able to get monetized maybe one day and be able to show you guys a lot more and be doing a lot more for you guys for like showing you how to do any kind of cartooning and drawing and things like that, because they're fun. It's fun to do, and it helps pass the time when you're supposed to be doing something probably very important and you're just wasting it. You're at least teaching yourself to waste yourself. You waste your time really well. Everybody's like, oh, that's a good hobby, Kim, that you got going on there. Yeah, it's a good hobby I got going on, and I appreciate you guys for helping me keep continuing my hobby. I appreciate that because it's actually going to start getting awesome. So I appreciate you guys being in the ground level here. And when you're done doing your little cartoon, of course, make sure that you sign it and you put the year. Oh, 25. It's a fancy two for anybody out there. All right, and like if you can see, I got like some of the smudges on there. So you erase all the smudges. You don't want to see any smudges. Erase all your bad lines. If you can see any of the circle left, you just erase that as well. And then what you do is you go and you would take your marker and you go over everything and then erase all the lines. And there you go. You have like pen and ink now. And then you can go in and then use any kind of markers and color it in and make your own comic book, cartoon, make your own coloring book. Da, da, da. You don't have to wait for your own coloring book. Make your own coloring book. That's what I have. I have lots of coloring books too. Lots of sketchbooks full of all kinds of great ideas, just like that. GROO, the genetically altered chicken. Let me just. He molts his eyes. Have I told you? Yeah, he's got molting eyes. So they actually molt into different colors. You got these wild eyes. Wait, sorry. Smudges. There we go. Get rid of the smudges. There we go. So there we go. GROO, the genetically altered chicken. Nobody knows about him yet. He's everywhere. He's everywhere. No. But there's a start. Yeah. Like I say, he goes down to Vegas. He gets himself in a little bit of trouble. But that's neither. That's for you to know and me to find out. No, that's for me to know and you to find out. So that's just an idea. That's one of my many, many, many ideas I have for doing all kinds of fun cartoons and wild and wacky things that nobody's ever thought about until now. I'm glad that you're here with me now. Tomorrow, let me just fold this up and there we go. Let me just move things over here, raise you up here. There. All right. So tomorrow, my fellow babies, what's going to be going on is it's Magic Tuesday, and I know I missed out last Magic Tuesday, but I'm going to be here for Tuesday. I swear. I'll make sure that I'm here for Tuesday. Magic Tuesday, and then Wellness Wednesday, and then Entertainment Thursday, and Face Painting Friday. Now, I know I didn't show up for Friday. I've been exhausted, so this weekend I took a long time, just relaxed, took it easy, slept a lot, and I'm feeling refreshed and brand new and ready to start again. And I'm giving it my all. I'm jumping in both feet, and I'm giving you guys the chance to hang out with me and learn the kind of things that I'm doing with myself right now to get my business going, to get myself started and heading in the right direction. I hope you're heading in the right direction, and I hope you don't mind me wanting to help you head in the right direction too, because it's all a learning curve for me, and I'm the one that usually is the one going, no, I don't want to change, I don't want to, but change we must. I must embrace change. We all must. Main part is, and I've told myself from the future to the past, don't panic, don't panic. Just you'll be surprised at what can happen when you just relax. Okay, so just relax. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Have yourself a great time. Yeah. Do these little things like get yourself a sketchbook, get yourself a pencil, get yourself a pen or an eraser, and a marker to fill everything in with, and start drawing. Start drawing. Show me some of your drawings. I'd love to see them. I'm not just I don't just talk the talk. I walk the walk too, and I try to get people to do the same thing that I'm doing, because it's lonely at the top. So you got to be part of my world. Would you like to be part of my world? I'd love you to be part of my world. So subscribe, hang out with me, like this, follow along. There's, like I said, now that I've over the course of summer of being doing this cartooning Monday, we now have a character design for Luna Sparkles, which I now have her own YouTube channel. So check her out, YouTube, Luna Sparkles World, and Luna Sparkles, and you will see her. You can't miss her. She's got purple hair, big red bow, bunny, and she's cuter than Bugs Bunny, and very smart. And well, watch and you'll find out. How about that? So what can I tell you? Just do it. Just do it. Do it like I do, and try to be better than I am. Because if I can do it, you can do it, and I'd like to see you do it too. We can all do this together. We aren't all in it together, but we can all do this together. We can all be our own best of the best with honors. Sir, peace out, brother, with a little bit added, as my mom used to say. And I think I've solved the mystery of life. And it's all summed up in a note my mom wrote. It all gets a little easier. Sometimes we all just get a little stronger. Just look for all the signs. And it's all just a matter of time. Right? It's all just a matter of time. So I hope you have a fantastic day. Oh man, I'm being so... Thank you. I hope you have a great one, like I'm going to be planning on having. And I will see you tomorrow. And I know we'll have a good time then. Doom, 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 doom. Come on, okay, let's stop being so serious. Go out, have fun, draw, okay? Draw some stuff. Draw some stuff. Draw some stuff.